When I am stepping from Punjabi industry to Bollywood, I see a lot of welcoming faces. I see a lot of, I see a wider ground to perform. And we do see right now, kitni females are actually kind of leading the path.
My character Nima, he comes from a very traumatic past and he carries his trauma with him when he moves to Canada.
In the series, Herleene is a fashion designer and she wants to create a journey of her own and she wants to excel in that.
The first time I met them, I just saw them as very eager, very excited to be working together. So that immediately मुझे लगा था कि okay, ये लोग दोनों बहुत excited है. This is going to be a fun project to be a part of because they were very
Punjabi
eager.
people too excited always.
Initially, singing didn't come naturally to me, so I had to work really hard on it. But my recent music is very close to my soul, it's very close to who I am. Sat Sri Akal ji, this is Parmish Verma.
Hello everyone, this is Jasmin Bajwa.
Hi, this is Aadar Malik and you are watching us on Bollywood Hungama.
Hello guys, welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
Oh.
Hi.
We'll start by telling the audience about your character in Kanneda.
My character name is Herleene, and talking about her journey, it's actually, I kind of feel very emotional right now because it's finally releasing and Herleene is going to be yours in some time. So she has, she's bold, confident, and wants to get out of her comfort zone, she wants to create an example for the society that females can make and build something for themselves, and it's not the societal norms that should dictate how the journey of a female should go. So I think many females are going to relate to her, and in the series, if I talk about her journey, it's kind of somewhere she'll look very bubbly, she'll look some fun going and fun loving person, but there comes a time when she has her own hardships, and it's basically her entire life revolves around Nima, but at the same time majorly it's a thing of deciding what is correct and what is not. So there comes a point where she needs to decide for herself, and that is something that is going to create an example, which I surely believe. And that's Herleene for you guys.
Hello, my name is Parmish Verma. My character Nima, he comes from a very traumatic past and he carries his trauma with him when he moves to Canada. And as destiny has it, he faces similar discrimination in his new life as well, where he chooses ki I'm not gonna stand down, I'm not gonna give up my position, that I'm gonna take charge of my life. And I think that's when he basically chooses this path. Now, at this very young age, with a lot of drive, a lot of courage, a lot of strength in his heart, he ends up taking certain decisions that he shouldn't have. But at the same time, at that time he is so vulnerable and he's so alone. Like no other way seems to work out for him. So I think it also shows when you're young, when you're in this adolescent age, where you don't have a guiding source, you don't have a guiding light, but at the same time you have a lot of heart, you have a lot of courage, you want to do something in your life. How certain circumstances can change your decision making. And what I really liked about this particular character is that once he chooses a path, he just goes full throttle. Like he gives his 100% to it, without looking at the fact that if that's the right path for him or the wrong path. So I think that's Nima, I believe.
And there's one more character with us, that is my brother, who's here, and I would like Aadar to come. So could you please explain for yourself what your character is all about?
My character's name is DJ Daljit, and he is a producer and he plays your brother, and I produce all of Nima's tracks in the film, in the series. And he goes with the flow. He's very happy to be able to creatively do something because I think his sister is talented and he just wants to be able to do something with himself creatively, and that's where I think Nimma comes in, where it's like it's not just a naked beat that he creates. Nimma gives soul to his music, and that's very important to Daljit. And he gets, he depends on Nimma and leans on his sister a lot. But I think I think as the series goes on, I think निम्मा becomes his emotional anchor. तो जब निम्मा के साथ कुछ भी लड़ाई हो जाती है, कुछ हो जाता है, he feels way more betrayed than like someone who's not as he's a little insecure about his talent. He has this imposter syndrome, and I think that's where and the fact that when him and Nimma have a tussle, he feels like he may probably not be good enough without Nimma, and that hurts him more.
Do you personally have any similarities with your character?
I do, to a great degree. I think the love of music. I think that's what I have. That's something that I'm very in tune with my character on, where how much he is geeky about music and how much he actually loves the actual production aspect of it. He may enjoy the performance of it, but I think he enjoys staying in his shed and creating music with his best friend.
Yeah, with Herleene, there is a lot of similarity between Herleene and Jasmin because personally I feel एक decision होता है जब एक लड़की घर पे कहती है कि I want to become an actress, and somewhere or the other there are people who kind of pull you down or who kind of show you the negative side of it. And in the series, Herleene is a fashion designer and she wants to create journey of her own and she wants to excel in that. The passion with which she follows her dream, that kind of really connects. And एक लड़की के लिए वैसे it's kind of difficult because after a certain point of time the society actually gives you this maybe a reality check ki, oh, this is after a certain point you have to get dependent on somebody and you cannot be a lone rider. So Herleene is fighting her own battles. Same way Jasmin is kind of fighting her own battles, kind of giving every negative person their own answers that, oh, I'm still here and I'm still going for it. And those are the similarities. And I think every female goes through it once in their lifetime when people do criticize you for just being a woman and, for not... and if someone who actually chooses a path where she is bold enough to stay alone and go further, वहाँ पे तो there are so many people who kind of pull you down. So Herleene and Jasmin, both of them kind of have this connection, that emotional connect with their dreams, and that's what connects both of them.
I think we all kind of play exaggerated versions of ourselves when we are playing certain characters. With Nima, I might not share the same decision-making process, but at the same time, there are certain struggles, there are certain emotions that I feel very connected with that particular character. And I feel that the drive that Nima has from life, a lot of people I think have that drive. The way they process that drive might be different. So I feel that the drive that Nima had when he went to a new country and he wanted to make a name and space for himself, I had that similar drive when I went to Australia as a student or as an artist. How Nima wanted to still release his music when he was, on a very different path in life. I feel that's something that I share with that character because I juggle quite a few things in my career with me. So there are definitely certain behaviors or emotions that I do feel that Nima and Parmish share. But it was great to play a character without any consequence. When you are living, in my life, there are a lot of decisions that I have to take after assessing the outcome. But Nima was this free bird who just took certain decisions and just went full on. And that is the beauty, I feel, that's what I love about acting. Being able to perform a character without the repercussions.
We know the equation of your characters now. Can you tell me personally what was your first impression about each other?
I thought he was very rude. very rude, very adamant, because
And I think you're a
we met
sweetheart.
we went on a video call for the first time because we were supposed to take Canadian accent classes.
Yeah.
So we had this tutor from Canada who was giving us the classes on video call, and there I met him for the first time. I was calling him. I had to introduce myself by saying, "Hi, Aadar. This is me who's playing your sister." I was like, "Okay, can we go forward with the class?" "Yes, sir. What were you saying? This, that." So I was like, "Oh, okay. It's gonna be really difficult for me कि इनके साथ काम करने में ये ना हो कि he would be so arrogant that I have to call him out sometime." But after getting on set and maybe after getting to know each other more, I did not gel with anybody else more than I
Yeah, I think it just
with
worked
you
out
my
better.
equation was the easiest, I would say, because I don't know, there was a certain connect. How
Yeah.
did it come?
I think
maybe because of the
sibling,
similarity
the
in our
sibling rivalry, I think, came out much better on set.
Yes.
And I think it started right from that video call where it's just like, acha. So
after a point of time we started saying कि हम भाई बहन ही लगते हैं, and because of the hair also, the hair similarity.
Yeah, I heard,
Because he had curly hair, I did my curly hair, so I was like, oh, we do look like siblings, and that's how that was my impression of him. And with the other one, whom I had to love with all my heart,
had to
with all my soul, the equation was quite opposite. I had to create feelings of love because of the fact that Nima was the most mischievous on set, and he gave me a hard time because he always used to. He had this thing of creating the scene for everybody. So he wants the scene to be done in a certain way, and he wants everybody to follow that path.
नहीं नहीं मैं तेरा तो नहीं किया.
With everybody. But the equation was good in a way that coming from the same vicinity, we both have Punjabi blood, and that's actually a natural way to connect. And after a certain point of time, I actually quite liked him, and
Thank you.
it all came natural. So we had so much fun. We had that, we used to vibe so much on Punjabi music. We used to talk so much. So expression of him was quite nice to me as well. Now you can go. जितना मेरा बोलना है बुराई करनी है कर सकते हो.
For me, I think the first time I met them, I just saw them as very eager, very excited to be working together. So that immediately मुझे लगा था कि okay, ये लोग दोनों बहुत excited है. This is going to be a fun project to be a part of because they were very
Punjabi
eager to.
people too excited always.
हाँ नहीं, but it was like I was excited as well. तो it was just like अच्छा ठीक है ये vibe जम रही है, हम लोग साथ में काम कर सकते हैं. And it's like all of us wanted to get the scene better.
Yeah.
So वो goal तीनों का सब like तीनों का same था. तो उसमें मैं काफी खुश हो गया था. Okay, this is a vibe that I'm going to enjoy working with. And कितना 50 दिन shoot करना था यार. तो it's like you're very scared कि how the people you're going to spend the most amount of time with are vibing with you, or what their intentions are for the show and the scenes. So that was something that I got very happy about.
So we three were a group in the groups.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, when I came to the set, I felt like a student, and since the whole cast and crew was so experienced, our directors, our DOP, everybody was so senior to us. It felt like this was the first time I came to a set and I just completely surrendered. I wanted to learn, I wanted to be there. So that experience itself was very rewarding. And then I met Aadar. Honestly, it was such an amazing experience working with you because you're such a sweetheart. You're so nice. You're actually somebody who's very keen to work. Like, you like to work. So working with you on scenes, I remember sitting with you, rehearsing. You would give such in-depth feedback to me, and hey, if you do this, you'll come across more stronger. I'll do this so that looks like that, whatever you've just said had made so much impact on me. So those little exercises would create this, bond as friends, which was then represented on the camera. It came onto the camera because you were playing best friends. And with Herleene, I still have your number saved in my
As
phone
Herleene,
right?
yes.
For me, like, I never met Jasmine.
Yeah.
For me, we met for the first time at the set, and it was Herleene.
So 4 days, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll always call you Herleene."
I still
was like,
call her
"Okay,
Herleene.
I'll always call you Nima," and we have our phone numbers saved as Nima and Herleene.
You gave me, remember you gave me that 10-second exercise before
Yeah.
we did, so it was fun working, but at the same time it was fun learning from you too.
Yeah.
I don't have either of their numbers. They didn't share their phone numbers.
Bro, your name number is still,
But very
but they were that sibling bond off screen bhi tha. They would
Used
hang
to
out
bully
together.
Parmish, no?
They would go out together every day, and I was left alone.
but we are buddies now.
To Parmish sir, now that you've done singing and acting both, what according to you requires more time and effort?
It depends what comes naturally to you. So the other thing would take more time. I think initially singing didn't come naturally to me, so I had to work really, really hard on it. But my recent music is very close to my soul. It's very close to who I am. So music doesn't feel like something that I'm trying to do anymore. Acting, I felt, came naturally to me because I grew up doing acting. Like, I've been doing theatre since I was in school. So I've always performed, I've always acted. And I feel more at home when I act. But I say this very often, that my music keeps my actor alive. I don't have to take certain choices. I don't have to take on certain films for money, because my music supports my lifestyle. So the actor in me is intact and is pure. I haven't done anything since we shot Kanneda, only because my singing side kind of keeps me at the top. It keeps me where I want to be in life in general. So I think these are two sides of me, and I love exploring both these worlds, because I can always step out of my music and just walk into this whole new world of acting, and I can take off that jacket of success or commercial music or whatever, that how you shelter your insecurities with your success. And then when this becomes too much, I can always wear that jacket and walk onto the stage. So I feel I have two very different lives, and I love that about me.
Jasmine ma'am. So, do you think that women are finally receiving the kind of roles that they deserve in the industry, or do you think there's more scope for improvement?
There is always scope for improvement. I wouldn't say, because if I'd say it's 100%, it has come to the point, then without a scope of improvement, you cannot grow. And personally, when it comes to females, yes, we all at certain point of time have felt it, that we kind of are not getting what we want to do, or what we want to showcase. But there's a difference in understanding this concept. Are you kind of asking it just too early in your career, or are you asking it once you know you deserve it? So for me, I have always believed that if you deserve something, you do not ask for it, and if you deserve something, it comes naturally to you. It will come to you, no matter what. Now, I think when I am stepping from Punjabi industry to Bollywood, I see a lot of welcoming faces. I see a lot of, I see a wider ground to perform, and we do see right now kitni females are actually kind of leading the path, and they're actually leading in their categories. And हमारी जो female actresses है वो अब ज़्यादा I don't think it's wrong to say कि female actresses are working more in Hollywood than the male actors. So acceptance हर जगह है, वो बनानी पड़ती है, वो आपके talent और आपके मेहनत से आ जाएगी. So I kind of feel कि अब बहुत कुछ change हो चुका है, and काफ़ी scope है आपके लिए already, and people do accept you once they know that you have the craft and the talent. And yes, in coming times it will improve more. जितने भी हम और categories में बात करते हैं, whether it's pay parity, whether it's the kind of the kind of maybe the time you need or the kind of roles that you need, वो धीरे धीरे करके आ ही जाता है. So it's, I don't think discrimination आज उतनी रह गई है जितनी पहले थी. So obviously change अभी भी आया है, and आगे भी there would be change.
Aadar? We've seen you transition from singing to comedy to acting. What else can we expect from you? Also, how
You
was
I'm thinking of taking up electromagnetic engineering at some point, and I want to continue my law degree as well, because I feel as a comedian you need to know law very well nowadays. It's very important. So I'll start probably studying criminal law and then get into property taxation law, because that will make people hate me more. That's
the goal.
aim. Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe some self-defense classes also.
every artist needs to learn law now.
Yeah.
Comedians a little more. Yeah.
No, but I'll have fun. I think it's just these things. Whatever opportunity comes through, I'll start just
As long as
jumping
you don't
on
have to be good at it, he's keen.
Yeah, as long as you don't have to be great.
Try
at
करना
it,
मैं
हाँ.
करूँगा.
हाँ, बाकी सब हो जाएगा.
okay? Where can we see you next?
Here, 21st of March
Yes.
on Jio Hotstar. That's where you see us next, and that's where we come with a bang.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. 21st of
Yes,
March.
yes. There's
Kanneda.
nothing more important than Kanneda right now for all of us. And yes, we'll see you soon again.
Sat Sri Akal ji, this is Parmish Verma.
Hello everyone, this is Jasmin Bajwa.
Hi, this is Aadar Malik, and you are watching us on Bollywood Hungama.